Hello viewers, welcome again. This is Evelyn of Levabuhay. Today I will give you a tour and like an update too of my living room and all the plants that I have in it. And just hang on and watch the full video for you to see and get some tips and good information all about having plants in your living room. So I have it here, my snake plant. I didn't have it here, this snake plant, for a very long time. I have it here transferred into this for almost like 4 months now. And snake plants are really good to have in your indoor. It can be in any room you want. It's because they actually don't need direct sunlight or sunlight. It's enough that they are there to get water. You don't have to water them all the time either. If it's winter time, then you can maybe just water them once a week or once in 2 weeks, because you don't need to water them all the time. So it's very good plant. I can really recommend to have in your house. They are just very easy to have, and they are very good as air purifying too. So I will go on. So as you see here, I will start from this end. The first thing I will show also is that in this area I actually have glass walls. And glass walls really helped a lot, because like during daytime I have the natural light and I don't use any artificial light during daytime. So it's just the natural light we use in this floor. This is the second floor of the house. And we don't use any artificial light or lamps during daytime, as long as there is light outside. So as you see, I have it all here, all these plants. I'll start from this side. I have here an orchid, and I had been transferring this orchid actually for a lot of times, and then I just put it there because I don't know exactly where to put it. And then it seems like it likes to be there. If you look at the leaves, it's very green, dark green, and the flowers, and I think it's flowering more. I have more here. And I don't even know all the names because I forget. I'm not so good remembering all the names of the plants, especially the Swedish word for it or English word. Because some of the plants I can remember their Swedish names, but not the English name. But anyway, I know some of you here watching knows these plants, or very particular of different plants. This plant is newly transferred. It is actually a peace lily, but it's the kind of peace lily that are big, that have big leaves. It's kind of the big variety of peace lily. And peace lily, by the way, is really good to have also inside. It's because they don't need actually direct sunlight. You can even have them in your bathroom, whatever room that you don't get any sunlight, they will survive. And then if you are the kind of person who will forget to water your plants, then peace lily are very good, very generous. It's because they will like it's sort of like they will remind you when, like, hey, I'm thirsty. It's because they look like they are withered. So what you do, you water them, and then once you water them, they will immediately be revived. They will like look good again. This plant also is actually it's my husband who bought it. When he bought it, it's not this big, and this is called the Areca Plant. It's also, according to the NASA studies, Areca Palm are really very good to have indoors because they are very good air purifying. And if especially when you live in a country where you cannot go out all the time, like here in Sweden. It is cold during winter. You can go out, but you cannot always be outside. It's because it's cold. So you are more inside during winter time. And having this kind of plant like the Areca Palm is really good. And it's because it purifies the air. I mean, a lot of houses now have high technology where they have like an air purifying inside. But then if you have plants that can also help in purifying the air, like this Areca Palm, then it can be very good. I actually had taken some of the shoots of this palm, and you can just plant it, and they are also very good plants to have, because I have one of these, and it's located in a corner where the Areca Palm cannot get sunlight, but then it still works. It's still growing very good. So if you're a person who wonders how to propagate an Areca Palm but from a big Areca Palm, all you do is you just take out shoots from it. The best way actually is you have to pull out the plant and take some shoots and then just plant it, and they grow easily. So the next thing we'll go now is this one. This is actually a Calathea, or what we call the praying plant. Calatheas comes in different forms, sizes, varieties. This one is called the Calathea cebrina. I hope I'm not mistaken. And they are actually quite, they can actually grow very long, and they also provide or give you a lot of shoots. So I actually have taken already a lot of shoots from this Calathea, but then if you look at it, it's still producing more and more shoots. So this kind of plant that is also very good to have, and actually they need some kind of sunlight, maybe not direct. They don't like it either. Most of the plants doesn't actually like to have direct sunlight because it can also destroy their leaves. And behind it is kind of a mini plant, but it is also in the family actually of Calathea. Calatheas are very good too, and if you see this, there's already parts that kind of yellowish, and I have to cut them. You should just cut them when they get old and they get some, yellow parts. And it was hard for me to choose a place to actually put this Calathea. Calatheas can be a little bit of something like sensitive plants in my own experience, because I have even another kind of Calathea and it died. But I think because I put it in a place where it can never get sunlight, and then I just forgot it, and then after a while it just didn't make it. This plant, oh sorry, but I forgot the name. Oh my goodness, I just have a lot of plants and I even forgot the name. Somebody here is watching, please write your comment if you know the name of this. And this one is actually the poison ivy. So as you see here, I will hold it. I think this has no water. Yeah, it's still a little bit moist, but I have to clear it. Clearing it is more like I have to take out like the dried leaves. So it's kind of a lot of work doing it. And if you want to learn more about poison ivy, I actually have this was still very small when I did a content about poison ivy, and now it's actually, it's kind of a vine. That is why it's actually recommended that when you plant a poison ivy, especially if you plant it outside, be aware, be careful, because they can be like, they are like kind of an aggressive plant, or they can grow a lot, and they can like even cover the area where you have it. So if you want to know more about poison ivy, then I actually have, for my gardening playlist, you will learn a lot more about plants, and I have one content there all about the poison ivy. So we'll continue. This one actually in Swedish we call it like asparagus, how do you say it, but I forgot the English term, and I still have much more here, like the Coleus, and I am actually experimenting how Coleus will react if I just let them grow, and that they will grow like into a bush. This Coleus is kind of looking dead. I don't know if it's already dead, but actually the reason why it's like that is that when I took them in, it was already too late. It was already like, it was freezing outside, and it was so cold. And so I don't know if that will work. How about this one? This is actually a dragon plant. There is a scientific name of this, but I don't know how to say it anyway. So actually dragon plants, they are very easy to propagate. You can actually just cut them off, cut a branch, and then just plant it. But there is one way to propagate it 100%, that you will not be afraid, like, what if it will not work? Because if it's always being moved, then it can actually, it can actually affect that the plant will not grow 100%. If you're planting like planting in cuttings, and then the cuttings will always be moved all the time, it can be that it will not root, and then you can never have a 100% result for propagation by cuttings. But propagating it by air layer, I can tell you it's 100%, and I have done it. So I have air layering contents, and all kinds of plants that can be air layered. It's the same principle. It's the same process or procedure how you air layer a tree, a branch, a bush, whatever, that can be air layered, because of course there are certain plants that you can never be air layered. So this one, actually, it has 4 branches before, and then I air layered 1. So as I said, just watch my air layering videos and you have it. And I hope I will not forget. I can put also a link down the description how to air layer a dragon plant. So this one actually is a result of an air layer dragon plant. So if you see, it's kind of a branch now. I will let it grow for like 3 meters or 2. And after that, you can actually cut it. Once you cut it here, somewhere here, you plant the other side of it, and then this one will produce kind of 2-3 shoots. So your plant will have 3 branches, and that is how I did it with this dragon plant. So as you see here, it has actually 3 branches going up. So before it was only 1, and then I just cut it. I just cut it here. I cut it here. So this one, that was the one that I air layered. So it can really grow very tall, and it's very nice. That is why if you have a house that has glass walls, you can actually have plants being put that way. Put plants instead of curtains. I know a lot of people that when they have glass walls, they put curtains. And for me, I said to my husband, no, I don't want to have curtains here. I just want to have plants. So instead of having curtains here, I just have plants like half covering the glass walls. So I still have many plants here. This is an anthurium. I don't know, I almost have to quit about collecting anthuriums, and it's because I'm kind of tired. Anthuriums really need care, and sad that sometimes I will forget. I also forget. I forget to water my plants, and sometimes I will just say, oh my God, they're withering. And oh, they're so dry already. So as you see here, this is an orange actually. And this tree, it has an history. That is why I have it inside. I grow it from seed. And as far as seed propagation is concerned, it will really take a long time. So this is already 5 years. So it might have a fruit or not, I don't know. But as an ornamental plant, they are actually nice. And sometimes you just rub and smell it, and gives you a sense of, satisfaction. I just love doing it. And I do it normally with tomatoes, how to say it, guavas. I usually just rub them and then I just smell them and they are just smelling very good. And so even if this orange tree will not give me fruit, it's okay. It's okay. I just can have it as a normal plant. Here I have a banana tree, or what you call banana plant. And I had actually shared, I had given 4 of my friends got actually from this plant, because this plant is very generous. It's just, the shoots will just come out all the time. So as you see here, I had already given 4 of my friends some shoots from this, but then now it's again producing like 4 shoots. So I think I had given enough to friends. So this time when I will be dividing them, I think I will be, maybe sell some of it. And there's a little one that is actually a Coleus. So my planting thing, I actually also experiment. I don't stop experimenting. Here I have a rubber plant. I will tell you, when I bought this rubber plant, it was only like a very small, tiny rubber plant. And I even bought it for like, how do you say, 25 crowns. It's not, it's kind of $2, $2 US. It was a very tiny plant, and now it actually grows very good. If you notice with all my plants here, they are being in group. I will tell you why. Plants love it when they are being put together. Put your plants inside in a group and they will like it. They are the same like us people. We need to socialize and we need to be with other people too. Maybe not all the time, but sometimes it's because we actually need some social, activities in our lives. We cannot just be alone. No man is an island, and I believe in it. Maybe some people can survive alone, but most of us, we need each other. We need our friends, we need our relatives, we need other people. So as you see, in this area, I have actually candle stands. I usually have candles here, and when it's dark outside, in Sweden, we have only like 5 hours daylight when it's winter. When it's summer, we can have like we can almost have like from 3 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock in the evening, we have daylight, we have light. But it's the opposite when it is winter, because if it's winter, we can only have daylight or light, natural light. It's during the time from like 8 o'clock until 3 o'clock. So soon, around 4 o'clock, now it's kind of almost 2 o'clock. By 4 o'clock, it will be totally dark, like 10 o'clock in the evening. So that is why some people, if your plants cannot get much more of the sunlight or much more of the light, you can actually have artificial light. You can actually have artificial lights for the plants. But here actually I usually use my candles. So I have all these candles and I have that I will use when I light my candles. So when it starts to get dark, I usually light candles, and then it's actually something that is very relaxing. Candles can actually ease your stress. It's something that is kind of therapeutic when you have candles. So here in Sweden, I will tell you, people consume candles. A lot of them, I will just light up that one. People here in Sweden, actually one of those consumers of candles, and it's because it's kind of part of the traditional culture that when it's winter, they put out all their candeliers and all this candle stand, and they light up the candles when it starts to get dark. And sitting in this living room during dark times, winter, it is very soothing. And now we continue with my plants. So here I have also a guava tree. For all my followers, subscribers, I know you had seen my guavas, and one of those my plants, I have 3 guava plants. One of those 3 guava plants actually bear a fruit, and actually today I will show there up a picture of the guava fruit that I ate today, and unbelievable. It tastes very good. It was sweet, actually. It's kind of a very small guava because the fruit of these guavas are not really very big. These are actually small guavas. These are kind of guavas actually that are like, they're in the Philippines, they can just grow anywhere, you know. But they are actually very sweet and very aromatic. So I have it there, and there I have an aloe vera plant. Aloe veras are very good to have inside. They are very generous. Even if they don't get exact sunlight, they just grow, you know. They just grow. So you have like an ornamental plant, and at the same time, a plant that is very useful for, you know, it's a lot of uses actually. It's a lot of herbal use for aloe vera plant. You can use it in your hair. You can even use it when you get sunburn. And it has this cooling, soothing effect if you get sunburn, like during summer. And that is really a very good plant to have inside. So here I have my mango tree. Maybe some of you will wonder why Levabuhay has tropical trees indoor. And maybe some of you, especially those who live in Asian countries, will wonder why I should have all these tropical plants inside. The reason is, when you came from an Asian country, you will miss the trees, bushes, plants that are surrounding you. And when you live in Sweden or any European country or any cold country in USA or anywhere else in the Europe, you will miss those things. You will miss a mango tree. You will miss a guava tree. It's another kind of trees and bushes and plants that grow around you. And that is the reason why I have all these tropical plants or trees that I have inside my house. Can they grow big? Yes, they can actually grow big if you will plant them in a very big planter. But I'm actually planting them not in a very big planter. That one is kind of big actually, so we will see. Is this mango tree going to bear fruit? Actually, a mango tree that is not grafted can just bear fruit after 10 to 15 years. It's just like apples in some trees here in Sweden or in Europe or in USA. If those fruits are not grafted, it will take so long time before they bear fruit. That is why if you wonder, all those fruit trees that are growing in your garden and you had bought it somewhere else and then you just plant it now, and after a year or 3 years they are already bearing a lot of fruits, those fruit trees are actually grafted. And this mango tree, I can say it's still the same like what I have with my guava tree. They are much more like of how do I say it, ornamental plant. See, here I have this kind of plant. I forget the name, so please, if you wonder, in my country we call it like balete or something. This kind of plant never likes to be transferred. You shouldn't move them. They don't like it. If they are already there, just let them be. And here another snake plant. See? So that is how you will have all those plants here. For those people who had not subscribed yet in my channel, please don't hesitate to subscribe now. And you will learn a lot about plants, air layering, propagation, tips, and all other things that you can know about plants. Again, this is Evelyn of Levabuhay. Thank you for watching and see you again next time.